Hi, and welcome to the fourth video on our Smart Catalogue. And hopefully now you've gone through all the process of configuring the catalogue and looking around the functions and understanding the features and benefits of it. And now, the moment of truth, now is when you get to share it with your customers. So I've just got some tips really on some of the ways to go about that, which we're going to have a look at here. So basically, there are two different ways of sharing. The first is using your QR code. And by giving customers the QR code, they're able to take a photograph of that and instantly download your Smart Catalogue to their phone, where when they wander around it, they'll be prompted to download your app, and then it is saved to their phone for all time. And I'm just going to explain to you where you find your QR code. So that is in the welcome email that you got when you first configured, which hopefully you've saved as per my tip in an earlier video, or you can find it in the contact consultant function of the Smart Catalogue. So let's just have a look at that. I've got my Smart Catalogue hidden just behind my presentation here. So if you go to the contact consultant one that looks like a little postcard here and click on it, ta-da, there is your QR code. And what you can do is just copy that image, save the image to your photographs. So however you want to do that, wherever you want to put it. I've actually saved mine to my desktop so I can really easily get at it and I don't have to keep coming in and doing that. Okay, so hopefully that will help you to find that QR code and just talk a minute about how you can share that in a bit more detail. The other option to give to people is the link. So the actual URL link for your Smart Catalogue. And this is a really good one particularly for laptops, because when you're downloading the QR code, it's quite difficult actually for people to work out how to take a photograph of a QR code on their laptop. There are ways around it, but most people will find that too complicated. So let's not get all tangled up in the wizardry of QR codes. Let's just send them a link. It's an awful lot easier. And of course, actually, they can use the link to download your Smart Catalogue to their phones as well if they want to. So where do you find the link? You'll be pleased to know that that is also in your welcome email and will be in the links that you saved, as I suggested that you did. But it's actually also in the share function of your Smart Catalogue. And if you go to share and then you select email, it's in there. So I'm just going to show you where that is. Let's go back to the Smart Catalogue. Come out of that one. Go to the share button, which, remember, this is you and you're sharing to other people, or this is your customer sharing with their friends and family. So let's click on that. And if you go to the email one, you're just going to have to bear with me whilst my email loads up. It's all just gonna go to all of it now. Whoops, sorry, cancel, come out of that. You'll see there, oh goodness, here we go. There is the link to my catalogue. So really easy to copy. I've just highlighted that, copy and paste it into your own messaging and such like. Let's just close down mail so that doesn't interrupt us again. So that's how you find your two ways of sharing. And then just a couple of other things, a couple of other tips. I would suggest that you save your QR code on your phone to your photos, because if you have that in a really obvious space, probably in its own folder would be a good idea in your photos. You'll be able to share that QR code for people to scan really quickly. You don't have to have this printed. You can actually just find that photograph, pull it up onto your screen, and someone with another smartphone can take a photograph of your screen, and there they have your downloaded Smart Catalogue. So the key tip here really is have it somewhere really obvious and available where you can access it easily. I'm imagining that for all of us, this is going to be really helpful, not just at face-to-face parties and things, but for therapists, using this with clients in their treatment room, when you chat in after a treatment or beforehand, just really easy to pick that up. To be honest, in a conversation where you might be reaching for your phone just to add them to your diary for their next treatment, just make it part of that process to share your QR code. It's also going to be really helpful when you're out and about networking, maybe just chatting to people in your day-to-day life. You know, those of you who are having playground conversations, make sure you've got your phone with you, so that when your Smart Catalogue or your business comes up in conversation, you've got it really available. Fairs and events, I'm going to suggest we have it printed large, but actually also as you're chatting to someone, to be able to just say, well, there you go, and hold out your phone. Really easy and accessible. But printing it larger is also suitable for other things, absolutely for treatment room walls and displays. Having it in your car window, how about that? You could have people downloading your catalogue, make yourself a poster. What I'd love you to do when I share the link for this is in our team Facebook group, put other places that you're sharing your QR code. Be nice to have some photographs of where we've put it. And then obviously that can also be included in stickers and flyers that can go into our sampling boxes, can be attached to wellbeing guides, any back of business cards, all sorts of places like that. So that link and QR code could go on its own in a sticker, but I think it's really helpful at this stage as we launch Smart Catalogues, just to explain to customers what we want them to do. So I'm just going to share with you something that I started sharing with customers who were coming to online events, or that I posted out my wellbeing guide to, and I literally just copy and pasted my QR code onto the top of Word document. I made a text box and wrote out what you can see there, and then I copied the whole lot 5 times down the page, and then I cut them up and put them into order bags and wellbeing guides, as I said, and sample boxes. And then I had a conversation with some of our leaders in the team, and I loved even more Michelle Barker's idea, which was to have a bookmark. So I'd done this on an A4 sheet long ways. So I'd got little thin strips, horizontal strips, exactly like you can see on screen. But have a look at this. She sent a photograph of it. And what she's done is design it and had it printed onto card with a little bit more instruction. So actually you'll notice on mine, all I'm wanting them to do is to download it and then download the app. So download the catalogue and then download the app. And what I'm going to do is follow up that communication. That's going to be a whole other video. Things that we can do to check in with our customers and see whether they've actually downloaded, and then kind of talking them through it, and features and benefits and all of that, encouraging them to share it. That will be a whole other training video. But you may, as a variation on the theme, quite like what Michelle's done here, and I'm hoping you can read it. She's encouraged them to browse and add items to the favorites list and email her with the wish lists, share the app with her friends. So she's got a free prize draw for everyone who sends a wish list. And obviously that's going to need lots of follow-up. But if you're going to take the time to invest in making a bookmark, be thinking, right, what do I want this to do for me? If this is a longer term business tool that you're going to be using, then probably you want to do a little bit more than just ask them to download the app. It just depends on how you're going to work it. So to clarify, mine was the initial instruction just to download and the app and download the Smart Catalogue, obviously. And Michelle's goes on to encourage people into further action. Neither is right or wrong, it's just variations on the theme. And hopefully what we'll have in our team Facebook page is lots of ideas as we all create our own flyers and bookmarks and all sorts. Let's share them so we can pinch each other's ideas. Okay, so I hope that that encourages you to get sharing, to designing something that's printed if you want to, but also just to be getting your own link and QR code. Let me just go back to these tips, out on your Facebook groups, your WhatsApp broadcast lists for customers, out in emails, using social media. Let's get the word out there. We've just got now the beginning of some stats on how people are engaging with consultants' smart catalogues, and twice as many people have downloaded the smart catalogue through a personal invitation by sharing the link or the QR code than have done so through social media. Don't you think that's interesting? So that personal connection that says, I'd love you to be able to have a browse around this and let me know what you think, is getting twice as many results as social media so far. We'll see what the stats do as we go. Now, hopefully that's all helpful. Look forward to seeing your variations on my very simple little piece of paper and Michelle's beautiful whizzy bookmark. And in the next training, we'll come up with some more ideas, developing on Michelle's themes and others that people have created, of ways to engage your customers with your smart catalogue. I'll see you then.